Well, I told you guys I wasn't going to start chasing the news cycle, but man, today just keeps coming, doesn't it? Wow. News. Kristi Noem is out as head of Homeland Security. Big surprise there. I'm gonna make a coffee if you don't mind, because I need some juice. This is crazy. So let's just be clear. Kristi Noem was never, ever qualified to run Homeland Security. To the point where people don't even know if we should have it anymore because of how she screwed it up. Homeland Security is not just about deporting people. It's actually about keeping the homeland safe, and not from people who like clean rooms on the weekends, or work in restaurants in New York, or work at Mar-a-Lago. Not from those crazy, terrible criminals, but actually from people who try to kill people, like terrorism cells. And, you might want somebody doing that job now. Checking the water there. You might want somebody doing that job now, seeing that we've just started a war with an Islamic country that is fundamentalist in nature with the regime. So you might want to have somebody in place to replace her who really knows what he's doing, right? So Donald Trump says his replacement for Kristi Noem is going to be this guy named Markwayne Mullin. You have to say it like this: Markwayne Mullin. Markwayne Mullin. He's part Cherokee, so I don't want to shitbag him too much, because Native Americans have been getting their asses kicked for a couple of hundred years by us white people. But he's part of the Cherokee Nation. But he acts like your normal GOP sort of white dude, right? He dropped out of college his first year, and then kind of went and took a while, and then went back and got an associate's degree. I think he's the only member of Congress that doesn't have a bachelor's degree. What a high bar for the Republican Party, huh? And his experience in terrorism is nothing. He has no experience in terrorism, domestic terrorism, crime fighting, nothing, zero. I mean, at least Kristi Noem shot a dog. That's kind of like doing some sort of like something. But this guy, he has an associate's degree in like construction technology. Now, he is rich. He's figured out a way to parlay his life into some money. So I'll give him that. He was a plumber, and ran some construction stuff. But a plumber does not normally make the best person to run a federal agency. Sorry about this. I got to make this coffee. This is great coffee, right? Look at this. Get ready to come. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. I need it. Really. I need caffeine like you can't imagine. He's not the guy to run a federal agency sworn to protect us from domestic terrorism. And then we've got Kash Patel over the FBI. These are the clowns leading. Do you think the Iranians won't figure that one out, working around these two clowns? When 9/11 happened, we had really smart people in the FBI, like career smart people. Now we put the guy with the associate's degree in charge of Homeland Security. I can't. Every day, I just was hoping to do like a piece a day on something random. And I have so many pieces in my head that I want to do, but I can't do them all. And, nobody will watch them if I do 20 pieces a day. But this place is crazy. I mean, okay. So he's going to have a lot of scrutiny when he gets to the confirmation process. When do we start asking ourselves who should be, working in federal agencies? I'm sorry, I'm making some, I'm sorry, I got to make some more coffee. But I'm using the foamer right now. You know that little foamer machine that you put the milk in and it foams it up for you? Oh, it's amazing. Remember that Donald Trump doesn't want people working for him that are smart. Here's the guy that ran the show where he prided himself on firing people for doing dumb things. He's come full circle. Now he hires people for doing dumb things. The opposite. So we must assume that show is all a big lie, because he hasn't hardly fired anybody. She's the first person in this administration to go, and she was flying around on a private jet that they rented for her and her friend, Corey Lewandowski. And then with a bedroom, and then they try to pass it off. They try to pass this room off as a place where they were gonna use this flight, this $70 million airplane, to fly deportees out of the country with what, like first class service? Did you see the pictures of that Wall Street Journal had? It's unbelievable. We've shown them before. I mean, and then there's the whole, contract that she had, the no bid contract for over $200 million, just, for friends, mired in scandal. And when she was trying to do stuff with ICE, for instance, all it was disrupting people's lives and arresting Americans and giving carte blanche to these lunatics that run ICE. So, yeah, no love lost there, but this guy's not going to solve any problems. Markwayne. Oh, who has two names as one? What is it? Mom didn't know how to put a space in the birth certificate? Okay, so we're setting it up for another bad hire. Remember, Department of Education is run by a WWE executive, okay, whose play actors play wrestled and made millions. And that's her qualification. And that your guy who's running your health department, your Health and Human Services, is the bad Kennedy who claims to know more about science and vaccines and all that stuff than the actual science and doctors. He's neither of those things. You can go up and down the chain of command and see hires there that have no qualifications for anything. And this is another one. So take a deep breath, because it gets worse every day. Every day this guy stays in office, there's just more craziness. Fuck. Come on. What would Hunter S. Thompson, there he is. What would he say? That's me, and that's my buddy Phil. What would Hunter S. Thompson say about the craziness we're in? He would call it bad craziness or gonzo government. Holy shit. Like, follow, and share. Go on my Substack and subscribe so I can feed George. Georgie, you want biscuit? You want biscuit? You want cookie? Yeah. Georgie gets a cookie because it's Thursday. There you go, buddy. Like, follow, and share on the Substack. Subscribe. See you guys tonight.